Hello, friends. If you are just now joining us, please say hello. Make sure you guys are liking this video, please. That would also be really helpful. I am doing free readings for people today, free yes, no. The timer has already begun. So if you have a yes or no question you'd like answered, I will do that for free. Make sure you guys are posting. Hey, Becca, beautiful love. Liz, how are you? It's so good to see you. We are back with the BOGO today. So what that means for you is you get 2 questions. You get 1 question, 1 full 10 card reading, and an additional question for free. Buy one, get one. And then there's also other add-on options in the menu. So if you want to know what that's all about, take a look. You can add charms to one of your readings. We can add love message cards. We can do channelings tonight as well for the BOGO. So reserve your place in line by ordering as soon as possible. You'll see the pinned comment takes you to a Linktree link, and that's where you can find all of my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo information. Make sure you guys are liking the stream. Oh, yay! Becca says I'm getting a reading tonight. Yay! Thank you guys for whoever has liked already. I really appreciate that. All right, so let's do some free readings. Will Tyler come give me a hug before he heads to work? Will Tyler come give Becca a hug before he heads to work? Ooh, we have 2 yeses for you, Becca. Page of Swords and 3 of Cups. Looks like Danielle donated for channeled messages. Will I find a attractive? Oh, you haven't gotten a reading from me in 2 months? Damn, Becca. I didn't know that. Will Liz find a attractive? Maybe. Can we get a yes or a no? Most likely, Liz. Most likely, yes. I am getting a yes for you. Maybe it's not like instant sparks or anything like that, but I think it is very possible that you will find them visually appealing and attractive, and the attraction will just grow from there. Alex Mars, am I someone's favorite person who is not in my family? I am getting a no. A no here. 5 of Wands. Danielle, thank you for the donation. You'll be first on my list. Oh, that's so funny, Becca. But that's good, though. Save a little bit of your money. You know what I mean? Taking a break from tarot is not a bad thing. Would like to know if hubby and I are getting the apartment. The guy said he's saving for us, but have not gotten back to us. So I know it's not guaranteed. I'm really hoping he's saving it for us like he said. Is he saving it for them like he said, Spirit? Please show me a yes. I am getting a yes. 3 of Wands. Sophia B. Is Chris lying about ever dating Jill? Make sure you guys are liking this post, please. I do appreciate all likes on this live stream. If not done a reading for you tonight, or I've done a reading for you in the past, or you're new here and want a free reading, make sure y'all are liking the stream. Please, please, please. Sophia V, I am getting a yes, but he wants to change, or he has changed his mind about this person. Maybe he doesn't consider them like dating in the way that you would consider them have dating. So maybe he views it more of like a fling or a short time thing, but there was some type of involvement that they had with one another, but he doesn't have feelings for her anymore. Becca cash out for BOGO. Perfect. Thank you, Becca. You're welcome, Miss. Beautiful love, feeling a bit relieved. Good. Hey, Sarifa, how are you? Just a reminder, guys, like the video if you can, please. I would really appreciate it. It helps me. And in addition to that, we're doing BOGOs tonight. So that is buy one, get one. You get a question answered, and then an additional one for free. It's a $15 donation. There are also other options where you can add charms to those readings. If you would like, you can add love messages to those readings if you would like. I do these types of readings like once a week when I'm active. So I haven't been active the last couple of weeks. Does N assume the account I stalked with him is... Hold on. Does N assume the account I stalked him with is mine today? Please show me a yes or a no. Yeah, I think that he has a good idea that it's you. I don't think he knows for sure because you have a yes and a maybe. So I don't think he knows for sure, but he has his assumptions. He feels like he's right because this is reminding him of maybe a past situation that has happened. So he feels like his hunch is correct that it is yours. The High Priestess Tarot. Oh, High Priestess, I remember you said you might take me up on private readings. I was running a sale yesterday, but I'm always doing private readings. So I'm back at full price now, but if you are interested, send me an email and I can go give you that information. lunaaffinity@yahoo.com. Also, you can click the pinned comment. The link tree at the bottom will bring you to my email. You just have to click on the icon. Does the Sagittarius still have love for me? Please show me a yes or a no. I have a yes for you, High Priestess Tarot. The Magician. Is Tim hiding any secrets about this past weekend? I am getting a no. 7 of Cups, Sarifa. Thank you guys for liking. So Beautiful Love also wants a BOGO. Beautiful Love. It's nice seeing you guys back here. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen some of y'all. You are welcome, High Priestess. Okay, so we've got about 5 minutes left of the free list. If anybody has any yes or no questions they'd like to be answered for free, you can ask now if I have not answered for you yet during this stream. Typically, I charge $3 for yes or no, so if you miss it and you still want your question answered, it's not the end of the world. You'll just donate for that. But I like to give back, so I'm always doing yes or no readings for the majority of my streams. If you guys are here, you know the drill. We have 4 minutes left. You're welcome, Sarifa. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Beautiful love. Yes, ma'am. You can donate for a yes or no. That's fine. It's not a part of my menu tonight, but that is totally fine with me. If you want to do that, it's $3. Beautiful star. Beautiful star. Please answer yes or no for me for beautiful star. I am getting a yes, 9 of wands, beautiful star. Yes, Becca, go for it. If you want to leave both of your questions with me, you can do that, okay? I am getting a yes, page of wands for you, Danny Love. Okay, guys, 2 minutes left of the free list, and then we are going to move on to donations. All right, beautiful love. Let me answer your yes or no really quickly. Oh, beautiful love. It looks like you sent for 2 yes nos. Beautiful love. I got $6 from you. Did you have 2 yes nos? Do you want a refund? Let me know. All right, so Becca, I'm gonna come up with my second based on whatever outcome we get with the first. Got it. All right, so just applied for a job at the hospital. Will they hire me? Please show me a yes or a no for beautiful love. She just applied for a job at the hospital. Will they hire her? I am getting a yes, Page of Cups. I also felt that deep down in my soul when I was shuffling for you. Ooh, so this could be the job you have been waiting for, is the feeling that I'm getting. That will provide you a bit more comfort, possible security as well. All right, so beautiful love, what I'm going to do is refund you the other $3. Okay, give me 1 second. You said leave it. Okay, that's fine. What do you want to ask? Danielle, okay, you got it. You'll be first, okay? I know you're driving and you're listening to me right now. Beautiful love, what is your next yes or no question? Okay. Let's see. Will hubby be after, or sorry, will hubby be happy after beautiful love starts working at this new job? Why is that, Spirit? Why is that? Okay, so I am getting a no. I feel like, here's the thing. He's going through some type of stress. So in a roundabout way, if you start working there, this will alleviate some of that, but it's not going to fully change everything for him. He still is feeling like there's a lot of challenges to overcome. So in a roundabout way, will it make him happier? Yes, it's going to alleviate some stress that he might, or pressure that he might be feeling. But I don't think this is going to solve all the problems. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we are going to move on to Danielle. Beautiful love, thank you for that. And I'll be right with you in a second. We can work on your BOGO. So donations that I have right now. First up, we have Danielle for channeled messages and should she help Jay. And then after that, we have Becca for a BOGO and Beautiful Love for a BOGO. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. The donations are open. Make sure you guys who are just joining us, popping in and out, all that jazz, you guys are liking the stream. It does help me get pushed out there and get more exposure. Also, it helps new people find me when you guys are liking and sharing the video. All right, so first up for Danielle, should Danielle help Jay? Please show me a yes or a no. Should she help Jay? One more shuffle. Should she help Jay? Please show me a yes or a no. Okay. So you have the maybe card. I'm trying to get clarification here what this is about. Okay. So here's the thing. If you're feeling it in your soul, if you're feeling it in your heart to help this person purely for selfless reasons, okay? If you're feeling it in your soul to just be a generous person, then Spirit is saying that is fine and this is what you should do, okay? However, I think the reason I got the maybe with the Hierophant in reverse is because it seems like you would be in, okay, so like reversed roles. So the Hierophant talks about challenging tradition, unconventional lifestyles, unconventional relationships, reversed roles, things like that. So if the woman is out working, then the man is at home with the children. Or maybe you guys aren't officially in a relationship, but you're still helping and contributing to his life the way a girlfriend or a wife would. So that's something that they're highlighting. They're wanting to make sure that you know that this isn't necessarily, this help isn't going to change the dynamic between the two of you. But if you feel good in your soul and well with your soul that you want help and you want to be generous, or you want whatever this help is, it looks financial just because I have the Six of Pentacles, but it doesn't have to be. But it's like you have to do it selflessly, Danielle. You have to do it in a way where you're not expecting anything to change or anything in return if you do this thing. So of course that's your decision. Spirit is saying maybe it would be a good thing to do, maybe it would be helpful and it would be a kind, nice thing to do. But we want to also keep in mind that if you're looking for something from this transaction or interaction, that it may not change the course of things and how they're going. So I hope that that helps answer your question somehow. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on channeled messages. So Danielle, lately what I've been doing with channeled messages is I found that a lot of times Spirit wants me to talk through automatic writing, like they actually help me, and I feel like my psychic connection because I am a writer. It helps a lot when I'm writing things down. I can get more insight and information. So it will be quiet for a few minutes while I do this. It will be a channeling, but it will be something I read to you once I'm done writing it down, if that makes sense, versus like just speaking things out loud. Okay, perfect. So I'm glad you're okay with that. Beautiful love. I have both of your questions. Thank you. I will call on you when it's your turn. If you're not here, I'll timestamp you. I'm going to go ahead and just keep everybody in the same order that they're in just to make it easy. Okay. So let me channel. You guys probably won't hear from me for a minute or two while I do this, but you will hear like the shuffling and the writing and all that stuff. If anybody has a question about anything pertaining to my live stream today, just let me know. I am still monitoring the chats. I just won't be talking. I see a couple new people joining us. So if you are here for the first time today, please make sure you're liking the stream. It really helps me. Let's see. Okay. Channel messages from Jay for Danielle, please. Okay, I'm almost done, Danielle. There's just a couple more messages. I feel like we're close to being done. I feel like there's something else he wants to say, so give me a second here. Hey Vitas, did you get my email? Oh, perfect. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Danielle, actually, it's so interesting because this kind of reminded me of a poem I wrote in 2014. So it was like almost 10 years ago, from like my perspective of like a connection that I had that always felt fleeting. It was like all encompassing, all consuming, but it never really felt like he had this stuff to like make something happen. And the way that I finished this reading is actually part of my poem, because Spirit was reminding me of something that I wrote like 9 years ago. So if you're interested, I can always send it to you. But anyways, this is all the stuff here. So what he's saying, Danielle, is I don't want you to feel abandoned by me. Although I think I have made you feel that way a few times. Sometimes I feel like our relationship has run its course because it feels like things are never easy for us. But something, maybe faith, pulls me back in your direction. Every time I feel like I've given up, my mind has changed. I just want things to feel effortless, but a lot of times things are complicated. I know that you know this and probably feel the same way as me. I feel you wanting me to fight for you instead of having disagreements. Or, let's be honest, not much communication altogether. I hate that I feel like I can't stand on my own 2 feet. Sometimes I just want to give up. I'm struggling right now and I feel like you're the only person in my corner. I'm ready for things to be better. I feel like when things aren't going right, I just shut you out and I blame you, and that's not fair to you. I can't keep giving you half of my heart. All right, so that is what I've got for you, Danielle. All right, so we are going to move forward to Becca. Becca, if you are in here, if you can please check in with me. Perfect. Okay. What are Tyler's feelings, next actions towards Becca? What are Tyler's feelings, next actions towards Becca? What are Tyler's feelings, next actions towards Becca, please? For those of you who are just now joining us, my donations are open. If you're new here, I will answer a yes or no question for you for free. Just make sure you say hello in the chat. If you have not already, please like the stream. It really helps me out. Okay. First card out is King of Cups. I know, I couldn't tell if that was falling out in reverse or upright. It looks like reverse. I usually do like 2 out of 3. Yeah, I think it's reverse. Okay. I'm just going to go with my first gut instinct. All right. So he's definitely holding back, specifically because he is a Cancer and the King of Cups is here. We all know they're the first water sign of the king. So what it could mean is that he's kind of holding back who he really is with you. Right now, he could just be kind of on the shy side or feeling like he just doesn't want to fully put his whole personality out there. And so like you haven't really, I know it's only been like one date, I think it was, but I feel like you haven't quite tapped the depths that he can go. No sexual innuendo. Intentional sexual innuendo, but I feel like there's just a lot more like layers to him and a lot more underneath the surface that I feel like he's not fully putting out there as of right now. Becca, remind me what your sign is. What is your sign? Also, I don't believe this because the King of Cups to me is a Cancer. It shows Pisces, but I don't resonate with Pisces being like the number one option for King of Cups. Libra, okay. Okay, so in more into his feelings is I do feel you said I'm dead. More into his feelings is he really likes you. Like I can see that here with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups is he really, really likes you. I feel like he's excited for this buttoning romance. He is excited for what is to come, what could happen. I do feel like he gets nervous easily. Something that I'm getting here with the King of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Swords is that he like probably thinks a lot about stuff. He probably like you could say something to him and he would like if he doesn't fully understand your meaning, that would get to him until he actually asked you about it because he wouldn't know what you meant by something. Like he can tend to take some things personally. But I feel like the main thing is his feelings for you is that he really likes you and he just wants to make a good impression. He is excited for the start of this relationship. He likes talking to you. I feel like you have good banter, like you're able to go back and forth fairly well without things being too awkward. I think that he fights with himself a little bit, like how forward to be with you. So if he said anything very like scandalous, I do feel like that was him kind of fighting the urge to hold back because he doesn't necessarily know, like, he doesn't want to upset you or offend you or anything. So a lot of the stuff that he thinks he won't say out loud, but the funny thing about cancers is, interestingly enough, the ones I've known at least are extroverted. So so I think he might let his voice win. Like if he's thinking about saying something, whether he should or shouldn't, it's like should is usually what happens. So, and you probably like that about him. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I think what's like I said, what's funny about cancers, at least the ones I know, they're very extroverted. So he could be, but here's the thing, that's very surface level stuff, right? That's like it's the things that are easy for him to say. But I think that you're gonna realize there's a lot more life experience, a lot more layers to dig into. It's like you've just got into the surface level stuff, you know what I mean? So in regards to his actions, I think he's gonna want to lock it down sooner rather than later. Like once you guys are in a place where he feels like it's right, he probably already has committed to you mentally. I just didn't put it out there. I don't think he will, like, even though you guys aren't like quote unquote official, like now he's kind of decided on you at this point, and I think he's like spiritually committed to you now. So it's just a matter of time before he does try to get you guys into a relationship. I think he's ready to like lock it down. I'm seeing that with the world, specifically with a like a circle or like a ring. It's reminding me of commitment, and also meaning like success or achievement or accomplishment within the connection. Anything else? Anything else? What? I feel like he still has so much that he wants to talk to you about. Like I feel like there's so much he still feels like he wants to know, he wants to experience, he wants to ask you about. Like I feel with the Seven of Cups, it's like there's just so much to learn about one another, and he just doesn't know like which cup to start at. He doesn't know which one to tackle first. Like I think he really enjoys your conversation. Damn. Well, just be careful with that, Becca, because even though it may sound wonderful and lovely, you also have to ask yourself, like, why is he being so forward right now? Just be careful. Like, take your time. Do things at your own pace. Don't just because he's crazy about you, you gotta make sure you're crazy about him too, But that is funny though. Like I said, cancers to me, the ones I've met are very extroverted. God damn it. I feel like he still wants to get to know you more. He's thinking of a future with you. He wants to lock it down and become official sooner rather than later. Oh, okay, Danielle. Have you emailed me before? I'm gonna try to see if I can find you or not. Yeah, actually, I think you've emailed me before. So yeah, I'll email it to you. I'll try not to forget. Is this guy being for real? Let's see. I haven't brought these babies out in a while. Okay. So is he serious when he says these things? Is he serious when he says these things to Becca? Does he mean it? I'm getting a yes that he means it. Spirit, does Tyler have pure intentions? I am getting a yes. Here's the thing, we're so funny as women because we want someone serious and we want someone to commit to us and we want someone to have pure intentions and to like show up for us. But the thing is if they're a little bit too much too fast, it can give us the ick. You know what I mean? It can be like, whoa, you're like a little too crazy about me and I don't know what to think of that and you're freaking me out. So just kind of go with your feelings, you know what I mean? Like you said, let it play out, go with your intuition. But from what I can tell from my side of things is that he has a lot more desire to get to know you better. He has a lot more of himself to show you. And that he would prefer, he's already kind of mentally committed to this path with you. So he would like to make it official at some point that seems appropriate. So just take a beat, enjoy the ride, and just follow your gut, you know? I know being two in your head is just kind of crazy, but I feel like you'll feel it in your heart. You'll feel it in your soul. You'll feel like this is like there's no, you're able to compartmentalize, you know, you're able to say this isn't my past, this is someone new. Now, of course, if you start getting the same information about them, Sarah, hey friend. Okay, let me add you. But if you're starting to get like red flags from this person, that's also important to pay attention to. So, but from what I can tell, from what I can see, is he's just eager to get to know you more. He really likes you. So, no stress on that. Oh, did you change your second question? Okay, what will our second time hanging out be like? What will our second time hanging out be like? Beautiful Love is up next. And then after Beautiful Love, we have Sarah. What will the second time hanging out be like? I love how we were talking about go with like your own intuition and your own gut feelings about things, and like the first thing out is the High Priestess. That's really funny. So this is an interesting message that I just got. You guys are gonna be it's gonna be a different energy than second time around. And I feel like you guys are gonna both like interrupt each other a lot or like try to talk, and then they're like, for some reason it feels like you have something to say at the exact same time they have something to say, and you're like, oh, you go ahead. I'm like, no, you go ahead. And then you're like, okay. And then you start talking and then they're talking at the same time. It's like you're gonna have some of those times where that happens, because I feel like almost like you guys are like now feeding off of each other on like a psychic level, where it's like maybe something you're thinking about, they want to talk about that exact subject, or maybe both have something to say at the same time. um or there's some interruptions where it's like you are so excited to express your next thought that like you might accidentally cut the other person off or something. Like, I don't know why, there's just something there where like that's how it's going to go, but it's not a bad thing, it's just a funny thing that's happening during the conversation. I think that you both are going to be continuing to judge one another as like a love prospect. You're going to be judging the situation, the conversation, the interaction, and you're going to be kind of checking in with yourself mentally and saying like, do I still feel good about this person? Are they still someone who I want to continue to pursue and explore this potential? So you're going to be kind of doing these check-ins with yourself, and I think he will too, where you're thinking in your minds, oh, I really like this, I like how this is going, something along those lines. If there hasn't been a kiss or I don't know, if there hasn't been some kind of like affection that you would normally expect, like on the first couple of dates or something, I think it's gonna happen on this date. So like if you guys didn't kiss on the first date, it was like a hey, thanks for hanging out, this was a fun time, we should do it again, peace kind of situation. I feel like something more will happen during this next date. Let's see. There's something here with the Six of Pentacles, which is kind of cute. So, like, I feel like he might try to like pay for your stuff on the second date. If he didn't on the first date, or he did, I'm not sure. But on the second date, I do feel like he's gonna want to put more effort into being generous. So the chivalry is gonna come through. Maybe in the first date you paid for the movie, so he paid for the dinner, but this time he'll probably want to do both. I feel like he might get you, ooh, the flutterflies. He might like bring you a flower or bring some kind of gesture that's really sweet. But I see him just being overall more generous and more like wanting to give to you on the second date. Okay, so a kiss might happen on the second one. Just be prepared. Oh, that's cute though. I like that he was respectful. That's nice. Something to keep in mind here with the Five of Wands is not to take things personally. Like, for instance, you could say, yeah, I really like playing Call of Duty. Like, he might go, oh, you're one of those girls. You know what I mean? And to you, that might seem like a slight, or it might seem like a negative comment. Or you could say, yeah, I read tarot. And he would be like, oh, you really believe in that stuff? Like, whatever it is that he does, he's not trying to attack you. Or so his spirit is saying, like, don't take things personally. I'm just trying to give examples. Like, if he were to say something like that might take as an offense, don't take it personally, because I don't think that's how he means it. And I also feel like he would be easy on the second date to take offense to things that you say. So just be very careful about like how you're saying things and how things are coming across, because you guys are getting more comfortable now with each other. So you might feel like now you've hit that like point where you guys can be kind of fun and flirty and silly with each other. Which you can be, of course, but like you may not be that comfortable, and things might still be taken personally if you don't really understand where it's coming from or why these things are being said. So a good like retort to that, like, oh yeah, I know everyone reads tarot these days, da 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 da. Funny story with me, this is how it started. Like where you kind of deflect the joke. and you kind of turn it into something that you're really sharing a piece of yourself about the situation, or like, oh yeah, I know everyone plays that game, or oh yeah, I know everyone does this, whatever. But just, if you can, try not to take things personally, because I do feel like, just so that way you're not showing your offense, you may fold, you may not stand your ground. And so it's important for you to fight for what you believe in if you feel like something needs to be said about it. But don't get all upset because, or take things personally, or try to read further into something, because truthfully, I don't think either of you are coming into the state, you want to enjoy each other, you want to have fun, but you guys might feel like you're a little comfortable when you take a jab at each other, but then it's still not comfortable enough where you're taking things personally. I hope that makes sense. So just keep that in mind with what you say. You might feel like you want to, throw a punch or two as like a flirty type of thing, but just keep in mind, things are still a little bit sensitive right now. You guys are still getting to know each other. But I do feel like romantic expression will happen. You have a lot of wands here, so there is some type of like passion and excitement, and you're feeling tingles in your down there bits, if that makes sense. You are excited to kind of like explore other types of affection with each other on the second date. And I overall think you are going to walk away feeling like it went well. All right, so that is what I've got for you, Becca. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me. You're so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next up we have Beautiful Love. Beautiful Love, if you are here, if you can please say hello. After Beautiful Love, we have Sarah. Good. Thank you. Yes, please keep me posted. All right, so Beautiful Love is here. General reading for hubby and I in the month of May. Ooh, we like to see the 9 of Cups coming out. That's a great card to have. All right, so in the month of May, you guys are working hard, okay? You're accepting what is, and you're challenging what can change. But I feel like you guys aren't necessarily harping on things too much. I feel like the month of May feels a lot more effortless, a lot more easy, not so much arguing or tension or confusion or whatever else. I feel like you guys are healing and forgiving each other in May. Love to see the 5 of Cups in reverse and the 9 of Cups upright, because this is talking about you feeling better. Beautiful Love, I feel like you've been going through a time where you've been holding your breath, and I'm like feeling and seeing this gesture of like holding my breath, like you're waiting for shit to hit the fan or the next shoe to drop. And you've had a lot of tension, probably specifically in like your shoulders and your neck. And I feel like it's just been a bit heavy for you. May feels like a sigh of relief, okay? May feels like you're breathing out finally after holding your breath for a long time. So I'm not exactly sure why this is happening, but we're not going to question it. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing and hope for the best. This talks about wishes coming true, the things you've been wanting to happen, visualizing happening, and you do feel happy. You do feel like you've gotten to a point where you're you've gone, it's almost like you have gotten over the hill, or you've gotten over the hump. Whatever you felt was like making it difficult, you guys are now on the other side of it. And I feel like it's due to all of your hard work that you've been doing. The Seven of Pentacles talks about planting seeds, right? So maybe over the last couple of months, you really feel like you've been trying to put your best foot forward. You've been trying to make things work. You've been trying to get a job. You've been trying to get an apartment. You know, you've been doing all these things, but you haven't really seen things pay off just yet. But I feel like Spirit is saying that in May, you will start to see things start to happen for you. But that is because of everything you've been doing up until that point. Because you haven't really sat back and watched things happen. You've made things happen. And so you will be rewarded for that. I really love this healing and forgiveness. And I'm specifically being drawn to the word rejoining or coming back together after being in separation. So that feels really good. Let's see. Now, you will be breathing a sigh of relief in May, but keep in mind that doesn't mean that it's like this is the end all be all, everything's perfect now. So please always keep that in mind that there may still be some work to be done, but definitely celebrate the wins. Be happy for the things that are working out for you. You know, it's important. I think sometimes, what was the quote? What was the quote where we watched the thing last night where it was like, it's interesting? Oh, was it Game of Thrones? We're watching Game of Thrones now, finally, after all these years. Someone said something like, it's funny about happiness. Once you have what you thought you wanted, then you just want something else.
Oh yeah, Littlefinger said that.
Yeah. So it's like once you achieve what you thought would make you happy, and then you get that thing, then you realize there's something else now that you want. And so it's like always the what's next. And so Spirit is saying, yes, while there still will be other things to achieve and other things to accomplish, it's important that you guys celebrate those small wins. And it's also very important that you guys celebrate the wins together. Okay, be happy together, not just like individually. Let's see. I do see someone helping you out in May. Someone trying to make things a little bit easier. This could be that landlord like following through with his promise. You know, this could be someone else helping out financially, but there's some type of gain that happens in May, and it's because someone else assisted in that. Spirit is saying if you feel called to do things, like if you go, you know, I really should call the bank, or I really should call this one person. Spirit is saying follow through with those things, because your gut and your intuition has been helping you all along make the right decisions. So if you get divine guidance where suddenly a topic or a task pops into your mind, you're like, I really need to do that thing. Don't push it off, make it happen. There's a reason why you're getting this information, and you need to take those call to actions. Go to that loan office, go to that bank, go to that advisor, call that person, like whatever these things are. Make sure that when you get those hits of inspiration or information, that you don't ignore it. I think some things could happen a lot faster for you in May than you are anticipating. So just be prepared for like sudden changes that make it so that way you have to do things really quickly. So for example, what am I trying to think? You might have to move very fast. Like you might think that you have all this time to pack up all your stuff and move and get into your apartment, but it turns out you only have the weekend. Like it seems like some things might be happening very quickly in the month of May, maybe towards the end of the month, because this is towards the end of your reading. So yeah, that is what I've got for May. It feels good. It feels like, you know, you're feeling a little bit of like you can breathe a little bit. Okay, so let's pull up your second question here. What do you need to know about your husband? Okay. And Sarah, since you are next, if you would like, you can go ahead and get your questions ready to go. If you know what they both are, you can post them both, but if you just want to do one at a time, that is okay too. Good. I'm glad. All right, Spirit. So what does beautiful love need to know about her husband? You guys are releasing pain, overcoming depression. You guys are forgiving each other. The worst is over is what this says. The worst is over. Things are becoming more optimistic now, okay? So the hard part, we're moving out of the hard part. You also have the Two of Cups here, which talks about partnerships, unity, love, being in a couple that is happy. Yes, so true. Everything you just said, I've been feeling the tension is calming a bit, and I've been biting my tongue a lot. Oh, good. I mean, I'm glad that you are feeling that way, and this is confirming for you. Okay. So the Two of Cups signifies partnerships, marriage, commitments. I love that the Five of Pentacles is in reverse as well. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about good luck being on your side, good fortune being on your side, okay? Destiny, if you believe in destiny, is also here. The Wheel of Fortune is like the karmic scale. It's the karmic cycle. It's everything balancing itself out. You just have to ride the waves, okay? But things are working out in your favor, especially when the Wheel of Fortune is upright. It is talking about you are working your way up, you are progressing, you're moving forward. Fate is coming into play here. It may have felt like it was taking so long, or why was it such a challenge for these things to happen? And it's just strictly because it's in your soul contract, for this to have taken this challenge. Maybe because possibly if you didn't go through all of this turmoil and struggle, that maybe you wouldn't appreciate it as much, or maybe you guys wouldn't appreciate each other as much, because this is kind of making it so that way you know how hard life can be. So when it's easy, it's so much more noticeable. It's so much better. You're so much more aware of when the times are good, and you appreciate them and you live in the moment in that time. So this is talking a lot about things working out in your favor, things going well here. Now, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, it talks about the end of poverty, the end of unemployment. I'm your faith being restored, but I also see this as like your separation from one another, or you're feeling distant from each other, is now coming to an end as well. Now, keep in mind, you guys can both experience still self-doubt or low self-esteem, lack of confidence, feeling inadequate. So just keep in mind, you might still be feeling these feelings. This is going to take a while to get you out of the mindset of feeling low self-esteem, lack of confidence, or maybe you have some self-doubt surrounding the relationship. But please, 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 if you take anything away from this reading, is that you celebrate your wins. Try not to focus so much on the negative. Be happy in this together. You also have the Nine of Cups here. That's awesome. The Nine of Cups came back to say hello. The Nine of Cups underneath the Wheel of Fortune here talks about wishes coming true. So you have good luck, and then you have wishes coming true. I mean, there's just nothing better than that. Big changes and opportunities here. Perseverance as well with the Knight of Pentacles. You guys are kind of pushing through despite maybe what it looks like. And then we also have the World, which is success and achievement and accomplishment. This also talks about closing out chapters, meaning that maybe, like I said, the hard part is over. The worst of it is over. So we're closing the chapter on this difficulty, and we are opening and moving on, which is interesting because Eight of Cups talks literally about moving on, walking away, moving forward, also traveling. Just kind of taking the next step, maybe starting the next chapter, something along those lines. So it's important for you guys to know these things about your relationship. If it's you wanting to know specifically about, your husband, what you need to know about him is that you guys are going to be in this like new phase coming up here really soon. And I think that you guys are going to be on the same page with that. This is a mutual feeling of love and happiness and harmony that's starting to come into play. So congratulations. That feels really good. That's probably the best I have felt of doing your readings in a while. So I'm very proud of you guys. I'm proud of how far y'all have come so far. Just keep doing the things, you know? Keep taking care of yourself. Keep doing what needs to be done. You are so welcome, beautiful love. All right, so next up we have Sarah. Oh, this is so weird, Sarah. I don't know if you can see like here, that little scratched out part, but I never write the word from. Like, I usually spell it F-R-O-M, but for whatever reason I put 4-R-M, and that is really interesting because I'm looking at the way you put in question 3 love messages 4-R-F-M-B, which is very interesting. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I'm like, it feels like a synchronicity to me in my life that I wrote it that way, and I don't know why I wrote it, but I wrote it the way you spelled it. And I never do that, and I just think that is so bizarre. I was like, that's actually so weird to me. That's why I crossed it out, because I was like, why did I write it like that? Forget it. I'm just gonna cross it out. That is so bizarre. I was like, why did I do that? You never write it like that way too? Isn't that so weird? Okay. I was just like, this is just too crazy not to tell her. All right. So what kind of connection would Dozy and I have if I gave him a chance? That's so funny. You did the same thing. You're like, why am I spelling it like this? That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I feel like a lot of times that's just spirit intervening and saying you're in the right place at the right time. I really have no other explanation for that craziness, because like you can't help yourself. You're like just doing it. You're like, why am I even doing it like this? Okay, so what kind of connection would Dozy and Sarah have if she gave him a chance? Okay, so I can already feel like he's the type of person that is like authoritarian, take charge. You could be drawn to this about him. Maybe you never realized it, or you're not sure why, or maybe this is something that's just so blaringly obvious that you can't deny it. So I think that is possibly the draw to this person and why you may be considering this person. As far as like a connection, I think that he looks like a man. Oh damn. I think that he would very much be happy, but I do question your happiness in this. I feel like he would kind of fit seamlessly into your life. I think that he is very intuitive, so he would kind of know what you need. He's good at anticipating needs. I think on some level, he would be like really good on paper, and people would be like, oh my God, you guys look really good together. I really like you guys together. But I think deep down somewhere, you're going to feel inside like you're just not sure, or you're not You know what I mean? Like, you're just not positive about this person. So like I said, I do question your happiness, but I think other people would be happy for you. I think he would be happy in the relationship. He's someone who you wouldn't have to take care of. He seems to just do what needs to be done. So likely he has a job, he has a car, he might have his own place. He's fairly independent. So that could be another draw that you have towards him. At least that's what I'm getting here. I feel like in a negative aspect, he could become a little possessive of you. So just keep that in mind. Once you commit to this person, that they're going to expect full loyalty. He could have bouts of jealousy or problems with jealousy. Especially if he feels like he's in competition with someone. Yeah, he is. He's a traveler too. He does look good on paper. I always meet those. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that there's something in your heart that's making me feel like you feel like something is missing, and maybe you don't feel that yet. But I feel like if you were to enter a relationship with him, you would be questioning like your happiness, honestly. Here we have the Two of Pentacles, which I don't even think when I got that message about questioning your own happiness, that card was even out yet. But here we go, juggling two things, making two decisions, not sure, should you stay, should you go? Maybe feeling like you have to balance his happiness as a priority along with your own. And I think you said you have a child, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe feeling like you have to constantly choose between him and your child is another interpretation as like a negative aspect of what this relationship could be. And a good aspect, it would be that he would just do what needs to be done. He would be a good role model. He wouldn't ask you to make him a priority over your kid. But I think in a negative aspect, he could feel like you're not giving him enough attention. It's just interesting because it almost looks like from the outside, people are like, he's so good for you. Like, I really like him for you. And you would take other people's opinions and be like, yeah, you're right. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just crazy. Like, he is a really good person. He is really good for me. People would be very happy, but that would be confusing for you because it's more like from the outside, people would be excited, but on the inside of the relationship, you'd feel like something is missing or something isn't quite right, or you're not exactly sure what this is, but you're thinking to yourself, he's a really nice person. There's no reason why I should be feeling this way. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. So like, I really hope I'm wrong, but that's what I'm picking up. I think I'm turned off by relationships and I don't completely realize that. Yeah. So like, here's the thing. This could be the good type of person for you 2 years down the road. Maybe at that point you'll have gotten over your issue with like being in a relationship and you'll be in a better place. So maybe this is a good person for you later on down the road, but it's like right now there would feel like something is hollow or something is not quite right. And you wouldn't really, the frustrating part about that is I don't feel like you'd be able to put your finger on it. So then that would keep you in the connection longer because you don't really have a reason to let this person go. So, you know, and also keep in mind there's a lot of feelings in the mix. Like if you do have a kid, if I remember correctly, like when you introduce them, if you introduce them and then you realize you don't want to be with this person, then that person's no longer in your child's life, which isn't really fair to either of them. You know, if you also have to consider his feelings too, and like not leading him on. Not that you would intentionally do that, but you might unintentionally do that. Yeah, I like being single. I don't like feeling like a possession. Yep. So just some things to think about. This isn't supposed to influence your decision or anything, but it is supposed to like help you get some clarity on like what your own actual feelings are so that you can make the best decision for you moving forward. Okay, So, second is, what are the Taurus's plans for us in the future? You're overprotective of your heart. Who isn't? But yeah, no, I totally get you. That was like the one thing I said to my fiance when we first started dating. I was like, can you promise me you will be careful with my heart? And he was like, yeah. And that was like the one thing. And so like anything we ever did from that point on, I feel like that set the groundwork for like anything that ever happened, anything bad that happened between us, anything good that happened between us. It's like he always knew in the back of his mind that he made that promise to me. Apathy for dating. Oh girl. Yeah, and you gotta sort through it, you gotta sort through that trauma before you bring someone else into it. At least sort through most of it. I mean, I feel like that would be kind of hypocritical for me to say you have to be fully healed before you enter another relationship. But the parts that make you want to be in a relationship have to be healed before you are in one. Otherwise, that's not fair to someone else. You know what I mean? Aw, thank you. Okay, so what are the Taurus's plans for Sarah and him in the future, please? What are his plans? What are his plans? So Sarah, do you know if he's like in a relationship at all? Do you know if he's dating or open to it? Because I feel like when I tapped in his energy before, he compares a lot of people to you, and if they don't come close, he doesn't waste his time. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to be in a connection. But I think he hopes that you come around before he gets really serious with someone. But I do see him wanting to be married. He wants to be in a commitment, and I think that he's holding out hoping that it's you. So yes, you are in his future plans. Oh shit, marriage. So yeah, oh god. So you have Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, the Empress here ending out your reading. So he absolutely, without a doubt, wants you in his life. Like, he wants to marry you, he wants to have kids with you, he wants you to be the mother of his children, he wants a family with you. Like, he wants it all with you. Like, if you were to reach out to him and y'all were in the right place at the right time and y'all both had no inhibitions, nothing holding you back, he would be like, I am all in. And like, that's what I hope he gets to the point, or he hopes that you guys get to the point where y'all are getting married. That's his plan for y'all. But I do worry about, or I guess I shouldn't, it's not me, it's not my energy, it's his energy. He is worried about dating someone and it getting too serious before you come around again. Exactly. But he literally wants to be married to you. Weddings, marriage, families. This also talks about pregnancy, fertility, motherhood. He views you as the ideal woman. The Empress is like goddess energy, it's divine feminine. It's the ultimate compliment if you're a woman and the man you're asking about, you're saying, please describe me. If he says the Empress card comes out, that is the ultimate highest compliment you could get, because he feels like you're the ultimate partner for him. You're the ultimate everything. You're the ideal soulmate partner woman for him. And I am getting multiple cards here saying that he wants you to be the mother of his children. So whether that means that he steps in as a stepdad role to your child and you're the mother of his stepchild, or that you guys have children together, but he is showing me a lot of like the maternal attraction he has in regards to your personality. Right. I mean, it's more like if you want it, he wants it too. And that's really what it is. He does have this unconditional love for you, though. So if you wanted to explore it with other people, he would understand. But he does have this hope that once he's done with his shit that he's got to deal with, and you guys are both like in the right place at the right time with nothing holding you back. Like he is just waiting for that moment. He's like counting down for that moment. This card also talks about baby shower, which is interesting. Yeah, he needs to heal your being friends. What are you gonna donate for? All right, so let's get you some message cards here. What is it that you want to know in regards to the new donation that you sent? All right, so we're gonna do love messages from the Taurus. How did he feel when I told him I was pregnant with my son? It was a few years ago. It was music for me, but I hadn't spoken to him in some time. Okay, got it. And also, Sarah, since you donated for a BOGO, if you do follow up with that question, make sure that you let me know, because you don't have to claim the BOGO, because I charge $15 per question usually anyway. But you got it, you might as well use it. And it doesn't have to be related. It doesn't have to be a follow-up. It can be like literally about anything. So just keep that in the back of your mind that if you want to ask another question, you can. Love messages from B to Sarah, please. You didn't see my tears. I want to be more than friends. I wonder how you feel. I admire you. Ooh, I felt that one for sure. For sure. Love messages from B, please. Oh shit. We both know I'm not the one for you. I hide my feelings. So I do feel like this is a coping mechanism here. Okay, so you got an extra one. I do feel like this is a coping mechanism for him. This is how he is able to move on every day. Because if he tells himself that you guys don't belong together, then that's how he can get through. Because he does have feelings for you. He does have pain when it comes to the fact that you guys aren't together right now. It says you didn't see my tears. He also says we don't share the same values. So I feel like these are things that he tells himself, like we don't want the same things. We're not in the same place in our lives right now. We have different things going on. We're not the one for each other. Like these are coping mechanisms. These are things that he's telling himself because it makes life easier. It makes things easier for you guys to get through your day-to-day life. Because otherwise, if he thought to himself, I'm pining after this woman, his life would be so hard. He would be in so much pain all the time. He still feels like he's in pain right now. Already resonates. Yes, he tells me he admires me a lot, and it's so sweet. He does. He does. He finds you inspiring, and I think that's just so adorable. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for a second. My legs are getting tired. All right, so now that we've finished the first BOGO with messages. Yes, Becca, of course you can, hun. Of course. You can do 5, 10, 15 cards, however many cards you want. The ones I hand wrote. Yep, I've got them right here. Okay. How did he feel when I told him? Oh, I see your second question. Let me put that aside. Oh, that's so sweet, Becca. Thank you so much. Well, you're going to be really excited because I had to put a pin in it. But my sister and I are going to be making oracle cards. My sister is a graphic designer. She does logos. She builds websites and things like that. She does all kinds of stuff. But she is also an artist and a graphic designer. And we are going to work together on creating our own oracle cards. So that may be still a year in the making because I have a wedding to plan, but I already started it last year. So her and I are going to get together. So I would love when that comes out for you to see what those are all about. It's going to be a lot of fun. So basically I'm channeling them and creating the deck itself, and then she's focusing on the artwork of it all. Love your excitement. I wish we could make it work. I helped him get into medical school when he didn't believe in himself. I feel like he's been through a lot, but we still remain. Oh, that's so sweet. An unbreakable chain, unbreakable tether between the two of you. If things start to get a little fuzzy on screen, let me know and I'll refresh. Thanks, Becca. I'll add you on, okay? I'll be with you soon. And my assumption is, Becca, you want them from Tyler. Sweet, you're in the process of making your own deck. Maybe when we both make them, we can like exchange them and like promote them. I'd be happy to do that. Okay, so how did he feel when I told him I was pregnant with my son? 2 years ago, it was confusing for me, but I hadn't spoken to him in some time. Okay, how did he feel? Spirit, how did he feel? He Taurus, when she told him she was pregnant. Okay, so first out, it does feel like he thought maybe that was the end of the connection then. I think at that time, he probably felt like there was no hope. That this was a dead end to explore any kind of future with you at all. I think that he felt that he wanted to do right by you and make the most logical, pragmatic decision to kind of back away, I guess, or distance himself from you. He felt, well, the Lovers in reverse is kind of crazy because it means like he was starting to like question your connection a little bit. Not the integrity of the connection or the significance of it. He still felt that, but he was questioning whether or not there was a future here. Makeplayingcards.com. I'll have to look that up. The one that I have been, well, I'll tell you, Becca, in just a second. Let me finish this reading. I don't want to interrupt it. Yep, I felt that 2, because the next day he proposed to his girlfriend at the same time and blocked me. Holy fuck. You know, it almost seems like this helped him make that decision, whether it was good or bad or whatever. Oh, damn. Okay, so they're divorced. Crazy times. Holy shit. But yeah, he just felt like there was no choice. Like, he just didn't feel like you guys had a choice to be together. The lovers often talks about choices. The lovers in reverse means that he felt like there wasn't a choice for him. There was a disconnection between you guys, a disunion, a dissolving of your relationship. Again, he's viewing you as the mother. He knew that you had to put your child first. He was heartbroken. You have the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which talks of deep pain and heartbreak. He could have actually felt this very uncomfortable feeling because he felt like you betrayed him, but he had no reason to feel that way because you were not committed to him. So it was like a frustrating thing for him because even though he felt betrayal, it wasn't fair to you to feel betrayed by you because you didn't do anything wrong. And it was just a very difficult place, a very confusing, alienating place for him to be in. But yeah, he just didn't necessarily see the option for you guys to be able to move forward. So he just took matters into his own hands. I think, honestly, it probably, in a sense, it was for the best for him because it was easy for him to then make a decision for himself. Like you said, he proposed the next day. But at the same time, it probably was just a way for him to deal with the pain. When I was shuffling this before any of your cards came out, the one thing I heard was the card that's in the deck that says, I left when I saw you with someone. And so he just probably felt, no matter what the circumstances are with your child's father at that time, he just felt like he doesn't have a place anymore in your life and that he needed to make a decision, whether it was the right decision for himself or the wrong decision for himself. It's like he felt like he had no choice but to let go. So yeah, that is what I have for that question. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second question that you have. This also in reverse, I just wanted to tell you, also means bad news. So he just didn't, he was like, damn, that was not good to hear. Like, it just did not feel good to hear. He definitely had to detach himself, be blocking you, and whatever else that happened, and proposing to someone else and all that. That was definitely, if not a direct, at least an indirect move due to the information that he received from you. He blew me up. We both were like, oh, I got something to tell you. I had a dream he would block me and post pictures. Next day I checked and he did. Shit. Yeah, that's what's crazy, is that you already had a feeling something was gonna happen. Or you actually saw it happen. I've had a couple dreams like that before where I see something happening and then it does happen. That's how I knew there's like something greater. Just like that for RFM, you know what I mean? Like that thing, the way that you and I wrote it today. Like, why would I do that? I feel like there's a connection and a reason for so many things, and I have to believe in something greater, because how do I know things that are going to happen, or how do I say things and then they happen? It's just weird. That was so depressing. That was the time my son's father left. So you felt very alone, it seems, almost like you felt like you lost everyone and everything at that time, and now you had to embark on a very scary journey all alone. So Becca, if you're still hanging out, I saw that you said you're making playing cards.com. We are looking into, I want to say it's called Vervant, but I feel like I'm butchering that name. Vervant or Vervante, something like that. We're looking into their pricing and things. How would he treat Sarah this time around if they do reconcile? I actually really like these cards. I like the way they shuffle. I'm curious where they actually make their cards at. Because I actually don't mind these ones at all. How would he treat her this time around if they do reconcile? How would he treat her this time around? How's it supposed to fall? We're gonna do best 2 out of 3. How is this supposed to fall? Okay, we're gonna go upright. How would he treat her this time around? Oh, thank you, Becca. Yeah, I definitely I meant the feel of these ones, and the way they shuffle is really nice. I don't know, just something. And then when I go like this, I feel like they fall out easy. I don't feel like they're sticking to each other. But I do agree with you. I do like my handmade one a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad that I followed my gut instinct on this being upright, because you also have the 10 of Pentacles right underneath it. So I feel like that's confirmation that this was supposed to be the upright version, because they kind of mean similar things. How would he treat her this time around if they reconcile? Okay, so there wouldn't be any indecisiveness or indecision. He would want things to be different this time around. He would want to follow his gut and not follow his mind. He'd want to follow his heart, not his ego, when it comes to you. I don't understand how to read this. I feel like he wouldn't want to be at a stalemate with you guys anymore. He would want to have more foresight, more. And I feel like, honestly, if he got another chance and you guys were in the right place at the right time, you know what I mean? You guys were reconciling, he would want to take charge of the situation. I don't feel like he'd want to let just anything get in the way. I think he'd be like, no, if we're going to do this, we really got to do this. He would be more intentional, more in control, more dominant, more decisive. He's got a lot of cards here talking about the future and choices and how he would do things differently if he had another chance. I feel like he's had a lot of time to really sit and think about how things have gone between you guys, and that would be really easy for him to say how he wants things to be different. He does feel like this is a long time coming, that this would be something that he had been waiting for a long time, that the seeds were planted years and years and years ago, but when you guys do reconcile, it's he would be very grateful because he would feel like this is what he had been waiting for. And I do feel like, after all, seeing the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles right next to each other, and just in general in your reading, it is making me feel like he's wanting a long-term commitment with you and a long-term connection. The 10 of Cups signifies being happy, having a happy domestic life, having a happy marriage, having a happy family, being in harmony, joy, domestic bliss, so on and so forth. But this also indicates like a happily ever after, meaning he wants you there at the end of his life. He wants you guys to grow old together, be there together. I'm specifically getting from the Ten of Pentacles. That like this is the card here that talks about long term, going the distance. It also talks about being together at a time where you guys are retiring, so an old age. That's kind of what I'm getting, is that he wants you there. He wants you to be his person. So if you guys were to reconcile, I feel like he would try to do a lot of things differently. I feel like he would try harder. He wouldn't let just little things get in the way. So for example, if you were telling you were pregnant again, before he shut down, before he walked away, I feel like if you guys were in a place where you wanted to be together and he knew you were pregnant, he wouldn't look at that anymore as like oh, well, I guess we can't be together. He would have learned from his mistakes and be like, I will be there for you. Like, I want to be there for you. So, granted, that wouldn't be his ideal situation. I'm just saying, like, he would not let the past repeat. He will have learned from his mistakes. So, or I guess not, it wasn't even a mistake, but he would learn from the past and try to make better or different changes in the future. So yeah, that is what I've got for you, Sarah. Thank you so much for your donations tonight. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me. We are going to work on Becca's messages now. Messages from Tyler. Messages from Tyler. Whoa. I feel like this is something that's for you, so I'm going to give you this as a freebie, the way that deck just fell apart like that. So first thing out is I replay our interactions over and over. Messages from Tyler, please. Messages from Tyler. Being around you is intoxicating. Ooh. Messages from Becca, please. Or messages from Tyler to Becca. Messages from Tyler to Becca. My soul recognizes your soul. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. All right. We have, oh gosh. What is that about? Let me pull another card. Maybe he feels like he's more interested in you than you are in him. Is it possible because he's more forward than she is? Maybe he wants to feel more affection or something like that from you. Yeah, he's a little defensive. Oh my goodness, he wants to hear from you more. I think he wants to feel more effort from you. Let's pull one more card just to round out this reading. Okay, so you get 2 cards. This isn't in your head. I feel it too, and I have trouble fighting how I feel for you. So I think his feelings are just so strong that I don't know, I guess he's like feeling like maybe he feels more for you, or he feels stronger for you than you do for him. I don't know. It's also mostly getting there's so much that he wants to say to you. I feel like he's very nervous. These are some things I was picking up in the reading earlier. It's so funny. Yeah, I think he just really cares about what you think of him. So keep in mind he could have an issue with, like you said, he's more affectionate right off the bat than I am. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're more reserved. He needs to appreciate that. He needs to respect that about you. But again, these are his messages that are coming out. I don't think it's anything he'd ever say to you. But if you do feel the urge or desire to be a bit more forward with him at some point, he would really enjoy that. He's so attentive and like, let me touch you. Oh my gosh. He like wants your body. That is so funny. All right, guys, so donations are open. Yeah, I know what you mean. He just like, he wants to be near you. He wants to be around you. He's probably more touchy-feely. Like, he's probably like, hey, come look at this. And he like touches your shoulder or something. Like, I can see, you know, maybe that's his love language. That's his love language. It's a good thing to know right off the bat is physical affection, physical touch. Sorry guys, so I am gonna go ahead and put a last call on for right now. Definitely want to eat some dinner, get some stuff done around the house. We'll see if I'm back later on tonight. I would love to be back later on tonight, but I just kind of have to see how the night goes. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and do a last call banner. So if there's anybody in here that would like to get a last minute donation in with me. Oh my goodness. He's so touchy-feely. Oh, I think that's sweet though, as long as it doesn't freak you out. All right, guys, one last time, last call for readings. Last call for donations. Sarah, if you're still in here, I just want to thank you again for your donation today. That was so nice. And also to you, Becca, thank you for being here. I can't believe I haven't done a reading for you in like 2 months. That's crazy to me, but actually it adds up. It makes a lot of sense. Becca, I think would be really fun is if I do like an 18 plus stream at some point, just to kind of see what's on his mind, you know? I think that would be a lot of fun. So, you know, Friday is coming up. I might be able to do it on Friday. Possibly, we'll see. We'll see about that. Anybody that is hanging out in here that has not already done so, please do like this video before I sign off. That would be really lovely. Okay, guys, that is it. I'm going to go ahead and shut the list down. Whoever is hanging out in here, I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. I will see you guys for sure tomorrow. If anybody's interested in private readings with me, make sure you send me an email and I can send you the price list. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.